What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 26 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, a pair of sieges were the battles of the episode, where Chameleon sieged Al-Haik together with some help from the other armies, and then we were sieged by Skarsnik in turn at Karak-Azgal. Skarsnik, however, met his end, so we will not be seeing him again, but that doesn't mean we won't be facing off against greenskins anytime soon, as Wurrzag is at war with us and is coming down here. On top of that, Tic-Tac-Toe is hovering over Dragonhorn Mines, and will probably be facing off against these guys soon, and I'd love to see just how effective this army is gonna be against the orcs here. I just saw that the Skink Chief was not yet changed, and we're going to take a quick look at that. We still unfortunately do not have a Skyrider version of the Skink Priest of Heavens, which means we can't replace him yet. That said, there is a Skink Priest that is the Skink Master, so I think we will get you on the field. Man, the cost is insane on everything right now, but oh well. Yes, Silith rather, you are going to move towards Chameleon, and then you will be replacing Dicky Dick, who does have the best name, but unfortunately Disciplined is probably not going to be as good as the other thing, though maybe we can put Dicky Dick in another army where Disciplined would come in handy. For example, Kanos Kier, though on the other hand, Kanos Kier probably wants a Skink Priest of the Heavens rather than a Beasts, which I think the Heavens one would probably work better with the Saurus in my opinion. Mostly because they force the enemies to blob up and allow us to cast all the spells, like Urnon's Thunderbolt and Comet of Cassandor. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll see about that later. Now, in terms of what we got to do this turn, let's figure it out. Probably not too much. Ahsoka Rasmate is where he needs to be, and everybody is standing still. Gorog does, however, need to keep recruiting. So, in that light, let us get him... Ooh, wait, before I forget... Chameleon, did any of your skinks? Okay, no, I was hoping that there would be enough levels to further reduce recruitment costs, but not yet. Alrighty, Gorok, let's keep recruiting Saurus. We need you to have a full stack, so let's get some Saurus spears in here. And then we'll see about other stuff afterwards. In addition, we do now have access to Skink Oracles, but they're so incredibly expensive that we probably won't get one right now. We do have capacity for 4 of them, but 8,000 gold to recruit a single one, and then 650 gold per turn. Yeah, not with our economy in its current state. Alrighty, so other than that, there doesn't appear to be much to do in the way of moving around, so... we just have to attack with Tic-Tac-Toe. Does anybody here need to actually spend their points? Scouting might be useful here. I don't imagine we'll need the magic, so let's take the scouting instead. And then, let's see, Skink Chief, you... how long do you need to get to stock? You need to be rank 15. Okay, so it's going to take a while. Well, just keep getting whatever you can, then. Let's get you Dance of Death. And probably Survivalist, since you're the only unit that's going to be on ground, and if the enemy finds you, you're most definitely going to have to survive for as long as you can. Alrighty, otherwise we're going to do this real quick. I think we'll do this regular style, mostly because this is a garbage little army. Let's put the Discipline Pennant on, I guess, you, and here we go real quick. I also forgot to check, this was a field battle or not. Not that it'll matter all that much. Enemy sallies out into the field, alright, and they have 1 unit of archers and then 1 unit of goblin rock lobbers, and otherwise their army will get destroyed by the Air Force. Probably don't even really need to send Tic-Tac and the melee portion of the Air Force, just have the range units take care of it. I'll probably do it at max speed, or at least most of it. Alrighty, there we go, on the field now. You guys move forward. Let's put the Fire Leech bolas like so, and like, oh, they have 2 range units, not 1. I am mistaken. Alrighty, like so, and like so. And let's make you group 1, make you group 2, and then make you group 3. And we'll tell you all to move forward, don't go into skirmish mode, and I think that's good. Start deployment, and start battle, and go, go, go. Alright. Fire what you can, but mostly you just need to get close enough to the enemy archers to destroy them. Oh, there are 3 enemy archers, alright. I guess I wasn't paying attention to the Orky archers as much. Group 2, attack the Savage Orc Error Boys unit, and then maybe one of you move over and bomb it. Like so. That'll probably make it a little bit easier. Where's that catapult, incidentally? It'll speed... You know what? Let's probably switch some of you guys to attacking the catapults as well. Or the rock lobbers. Alrighty, otherwise the enemy should be just about done for any second now. I mean, not their army, but the ranged units, which will mean, well, I guess they will be done for because there's nothing that they could do. Alright, make sure that the ranged units don't come back, but otherwise we're good. And let's speed up the rest of this. It should obviously be very much auto-resolvable, but we just don't have the opportunity now. Group 2... Let's have you attack these trolls, and aha, some enemy units are moving forward, so let's follow them along. Tic Tac and Co. might have to land. I guess they're gonna head towards the Coatl, who are incidentally hiding the Skink Chief. Alright. Well, let's see what the enemy do about all this. Probably drop some more bombs while we're at it. I feel bad, but not really. Alright, you guys keep attacking, drop some bombs on the main unit. Oh, they're gonna dodge the bombs as they come down. Cute. Not gonna help that much, but cute. Alright, you. Let's get you some bombs as well. There we go, very nice. And you guys don't need to be bombing anything as yet. Alright, keep moving, everybody, keep moving. The enemy are approaching. They will detect our units soon enough. Unless we drop more bombs on them and prevent them from doing so by forcing them to... Oh, you don't actually have bombs. You have bombs, my bad. This poor AI. Yeah, it can't see our one hidden unit under those Coatls, so... Oh, man. Alright, ooh, hello, Savage Orc Air Boys are coming back. Well, let's make sure that they don't come back for long. Alright, I guess we can watch the poor orcs get slaughtered a little bit. Since they can't do anything. Savage Orc Air Boys look like... Oh, they're running again? Yeah, they're running again. Alrighty. Well, we don't need to order you guys to keep attacking them. And hello, you're getting uncomfortably close to our hidden unit. Who still has bombs? You still has bombs. Drop some on the enemy here. Alright, here come those Savage Orc boys. Let's drop bombs here. And you know what, let's move group 3 here in general to attack these guys. You know what, Coatl? Go attack those with tic-tac-toe. Oh, the enemy's coming back a little bit. Nah, whatever. Go attack it anyway, just for fun. We don't need to take damage, but on the other hand, why not? Just a little bit. I just want to see the Coatl drop on the enemy. Ooh, I like the way that they all move together. And down they go. Coatl 1, 2, and 3. And tic-tac-toe's moving in as well. Let's see how long this... Yeah, not very long. I thought they'd stick around for at least a few more seconds fighting the Coatl, but it looks like the entire enemy army decided to rout instead. Oh well, not a big deal. Wurrzag is very much nearby, and hopefully we'll be able to attack him shortly instead. No damage, no losses. And let's see the comparison on the damage and stuff. So some of the Fire Liege Bolas did better than the others, but these guys were attacking the Gobos first, and these guys were attacking the Orcs first, so I think that would probably explain the disparity. Surprisingly enough, the regular units got a few more kills than the Fire Liege Bolas did. Huh, interesting. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. The damage was also very similar. I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't have removed the other one for Fire Liege, but no, we should probably still need the splash damage. Anyway, we are going to occupy the territory because we're going to trade it away. We got a Cursed Charm of Tepok out of it. And let's see if Wurrzag decides that this is now worth attacking. Honestly, if he takes Morgheim and we trade it back to these guys, it'll probably be worth a lot of money. And a lot of money we do need. Otherwise, I believe that's all we have to do this turn. Gorok's recruiting, and there are no buildings to build, I believe, because we checked it already. Yeah, so let's end the turn. Skill points, etc. ignored.
Sigma. Greatest. Yes?
Alright, and nothing there. Looks good to me. Let us end the turn. Let's see if we get attacked. Where could we get attacked here? Not here. I guess in theory these guys could try to attack Chameleon or somebody here, though somehow I doubt that they're gonna bother. Trait Supervisor for Koal, which is a nice trait because it gives us the campaign movement range increase, always a nice thing to spam. Alrighty, yes, and it does look like these guys will not be attacking us. Bone Rattlers are gonna attack Karazakarak. I wasn't even aware that we weren't at war with the Bone Rattlers, so... my bad. I probably should have actually asked the Karak-Kadrin dwarfs to join their war for money, or possibly instead for reputation, but oh well. Campaign movement range, that's great. Settlement besieged Chakwa. I forgot that Chakwa still existed right now. Because it was all... Why are you sieging that? What are you doing, AI? Koal ready for duty, but yes, that's the temporary Koal. Gorak, you're gonna keep recruiting for a while yet, though, unfortunately for us, so is Luther Harkin. I want Crest to actually move out briefly and see if the rats are at are at Oishul, rather.
Not enough warps, though.
Anointed Plague Monks, ooh, SFO unit. Neat. What do we have here? Dampen, armor reduction, spell resistance, 51 melee attack, and 26 melee defense, unbreakable defender. And a bunch of augments as well. And that's pretty neat. And now I'm jealous I don't have these in my campaign. Well, Krusty, you've done your job, you found what you need to find, then move back into Gorak's army immediately after. Yes, leader of his kind. Perfect, we've been waiting for these guys. You are going to join Gorak's army immediately. Alrighty, I'm so glad we got a leader of his kind. You can get sacred adornments, immediately get revered leader. Here we can't get anything yet because you're not a high enough rank, but that's fine. We also want to get combat reflexes. And we want to get commence the massacre. Don't really care about the Hunter's Instinct buff. And we could get your Blade Master, but I feel like we buff the Saurus first and then you after. Although 4% isn't really all that much either. Maybe we can hold off on Ferocity of the Age. Then again, if there are 2 to 4 of you in this army, then that'll be a significant amount of buffs for the Saurus in general. Nah, you know what, screw it. We're gonna get Ferocity of the Age. Alrighty, very nice. Lord Shultep of Itza. Oh, wow, and he's in Itza. Wow, huh, interesting. And he was spawned at Itza. And he's a leader of his kind. It seems like we were blessed by the old ones with that particular unit. Oh, watch him get immediately assassinated. I swear. Oh, man. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Also, let us immediately get the walls up and running here. We are definitely going to need those. Would actually like to build a skink priest here, but we can't get those, eh? There's also a pompous... -4 enemy leadership, eh? It's not horrible, but it's also so much worse than so many of the other traits that I feel like we shouldn't bother with it yet. Also, Furak, you are going to go into Astromancy and move into Black Pyramid for now. Got 2 more turns until those Ancient Sallies come up. Wait, if it's 2 turns, you could go to the Pterodon Hatchery and get those Fireleech Bolas up and running as well. Yeah, alright, go to Khemri then. And then you, Silith, move out this way. You, Fireleech Bolas, please. I believe it was 3, unless I'm mistaken. Well, let's put 3 in there for now. And then we'll go back to the Black Pyramid, then we'll get the Ancient Salamanders and the other 2 regular Salamanders, and the army will be complete. Alright, we also need to get this Bastillodon with Archosotek out of this army, because it doesn't need to be there, but wait. We'll have 1 more Iron Drake, which will put us at 16 out of 20. We'll have 15 out of 20 once the Basti gets traded, so we're 15. And then we will have 3... Oh! No, it's 2 Fireleech Bolas. Okay, I miscounted. Seems like not enough Fireleech Bolas for the Fire Army, but I don't know, there's a lot of other fire units that we need to make space for. Yeah, I forgot about the Umbral Tide is why I miscounted, because they're a regiment of renown of the Salamander hunting pack, and they need to be in that army as well. Alright, well, hello. Morglum Backstabber. Let me guess, you're moving towards us. And I do wonder if you're moving towards Kradtomen. And if you are, that's very concerning. Alright, we need to get this fire army moving there really quickly. You know what, Koal, I was going to keep you here to help out, but I think we're actually going to send you back. We're going to move up towards the orcs with you. These two can take care of everything else here. Plus, if you find Queek, well, that'll be great as well. Alrighty, the rest of you need to move. Chameleon, you're headed out to Kofur, I think. Yeah, wait. Can Kanoskir reach either one of them? Yes, he can. Alright, Kanoskir, go to Phyrus. Chameleon to Kofur. And, oh, there's actually an army there. Okay, I didn't see that. Somebody can fight that. Close victory and the grudge throwers will be destroyed. Okay, we're gonna manually fight that real quick as well. Fine, game, fine. And I guess we'll fight the Kofur battle. Well, since there is an actual stack there, it might actually be worth a proper fight. Though we shall see how many troops are actually arrayed before us. Gregor Ivan the Crazy. Pyrrhic victory and casualties high. Okay, yeah. This one will be worth the fight, although once again I do think the AI is just plain underestimating the skinks. Alright, we'll fight one of those manually, we'll fight the other one not so manually in a second. Once I figure out what else needs to be done, because I'm just gonna forget. Kroki, you cannot reach Carrick-Drawn this turn, but you can move here and reach it next turn. Plus you can heal up in our friendly territory, so you'll be just fine. Alright, well, hopefully by the time we reach Iron Rock it wouldn't have fallen to the enemy. Now, Tic Tac is... oh my lord, Wurrzag, what are you doing, buddy? You're in range of Tic Tac. This is not a place you want to be. That's air superiority for you, all this projection of power that we can do, I guess. We are going to fight this. What kind of things are we looking at in Wurrzag's army? Can't actually see. I wonder how much range he has. Probably not enough. Let's assume that. I'm just wondering whether we should bother with ball lightning right now, or chain lightning as it is called here, as opposed to scouting. You know, I think we should. I feel like against piles of enemy infantry it's gonna be... oh wow, no we shouldn't. We have no mana. We need to channel for ages. Does this increase our mana generation per turn? Just by 1 though. You know, we're gonna get it anyway. Magical reserves. At least it'll be growing by +1 per turn. Slowly but surely. Next up, you are going to max out replenish troops, because we might actually take damage here. And we will fight this, but let's see what else we need to do. Isoko, stay here, man. I hope that Carrick-Asgal gets attacked rather than Kradtomen, as obviously otherwise it would be problematic. I'm tempted now to get rid of the Skink Chief building. Also, what do we have here? A pompous Skink Chief and an uncompromising Skink Chief. Still probably not good enough to bother with either one of those, I mean. Alrighty. Well, regardless, let's continue. What else do we have here? Hydra or Pyroxy, you can keep doing your thing. Grukox, keep looking for potentially Nakai, although it looks like you've been through this territory now, so you don't really need to. Let's keep moving, try to find some Cathians. I wonder how in trouble they are. In all my other man, look at the Blessed Dread. Yeah, Strength Rank 2, 16 settlements. The Blessed Dread seem to be doing amazing in every single campaign. I wonder what they'd be like in for the player as compared to the AIs, and how well the player would do with them, just generally speaking. Alrighty, and we should have found some High Elves here. Factions and... Vampiric Corruption. Oh, don't tell me the High Elves are losing as well. Why is everybody losing? That's owned by the Dreadfleet. I was actually hoping to avoid the Dreadfleet. Damn. Alright. Cult of Sigmar. I think we might have to temporary ally with them.
You may look upon.
We'll probably delete them later, but for now, let's do this. It'll be more money per turn and it'll give us stuff. Let's just do this. We're still probably going to attack the Greybeard's Prospectors, but we shall see. I wonder how these guys will react to it, in fact. We've already pissed off the Greybeard's prospectors, and we're gonna piss them off a lot more before the end is through. Next up, you know what, since we're going a bunch of battles at once, I think we're gonna pop the Rite of Sotek to buff everybody up, or at least to buff up all the skinks, and to start causing attrition to enemy armies, as enemies have started to move towards our battle lines, or our battle lines, hopefully our battle lines, but actually towards our settlements. You... Shokha's Vigor. Oh right, the Slan have completely different buffs than the other lords do. They're everything buffs. Oh man, I completely forgot about this. That's amazing. This means that Slan will buff outpost units, which also means they will further, well, the Fire Slan, for example, will be buffing all of our fire units, well, including the Iron Drakes. And we gotta get more Slan, man. They're so expensive on 50 turn cooldown. Wait. What? Cooldown duration 50 turn... Oh, wow, it has been 50 turns. Damn, okay, we gotta save up... Oh, wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. 40 turns, damn. I got excited about getting another Slan up and running, but yeah, 40 turns. Now, it looks like we're gonna need Mazda Mundi, and hopefully one of these guys will have awakened the Slan by the time that we can federate them. Unfortunate that Gorok had not managed to do so. But anyway, the rest of this looks good. Let's have Tic-Tac-Toe hit Wurrzag here. He might also get immediately attacked by the other guy, but why wouldn't we still take advantage of this? Damn, 4.5k. Alright, yeah, you can collect the income. We're gonna trade you away anyway. And let's see, Valiant defeat by the looks of it. I'm very curious as to how Wurrzag thinks he's going to valiantly defeat us when he has basically no range units whatsoever. Tic-Tac-Toe, destroy him. Alrighty, here we go. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're about to feel very bad for Wurrzag's orcs. What is he going to do? Not much, I wager, because, well, he has very limited reinforcements and generally troops that can fire at our air force. On top of that, this particular battle, or this particular map does allow you to deploy your forces directly behind the enemy, so all of his artillery were facing the wrong way, and we're immediately going to start wrecking face here. Here we go. Alrighty, Wurrzag is going to start using his spell work, however, but he is also going to start getting focused down by our regular Pterodon Riders, the Javelin Chuckers, and he's already dropping to about half HP. Enemy is moving some units of Error Boys onto the field, but not for long, as they're going to get hit by the Fire Leech Bolas and immediately ripped apart. Looks like the enemy is now running around, milling around, I should say, not knowing what to do, and if it's gonna mill around, we're gonna drop bombs and Fire Leech Bolas right into the center of all that greenskin blob. And we got more bombs where that came from as well. And more Fire Leech Bolas, of course. And there we go. Oh, Tic-Tac-Toe's army. It's definitely one of the, just the all-Air Force army is definitely a very, very strong sort of thing to pick up, especially in the early game, and especially depending on which factions you're facing off against. Obviously, this wouldn't work nearly as well as against, like, Dark Elves or High Elves or whatnot, but where we are, near the desert, facing off against Tomb Kings and Orcs and whatnot, they just don't build enough anti-air, on top of the fact that their anti-air is relatively weak. Anyway, Wurrzag is down to a sliver of HP. His forces are absolutely battered here, and lots of them are already en route, and it looks like a few of them are actually going to start moving towards our main forces, though I'm not entirely sure why. We didn't even need to hide our Skink Chief under the Coattle's, I don't know, stealth field, as it were. because we have trees to hide in as well. But hey, at the very least, if the enemy is moving towards us, maybe we can use our 3 Xhotl to actually fight them a little bit. Here they come, though we will be moving at least a few of our range units to follow them and continue harassing them all the way towards our army. The enemy army does have a decent amount of elites in the form of pump wagons and boar boys and trolls and whatnot, so if they do fight the Xhotl, at least there will be something decent for said Xhotl to fight. That said, Wurrzag is nearly done for 322 HP, and will probably get brought down by the Pterodon Riders shortly. He's just been an absolute pincushion for this entire battle, and will drop. Ah, Tic Tac. Tic Tac's probably loving life. I don't think he was loving life nearly as much when he was on his own. And just because he didn't have nearly as much of an air force. But after confederating and taking a few pointers from Kroq-Gar, he now knows what he should be doing. Anyway, some boar boys come in and the Xhotl drop down on them together with Tic-Tac-Toe, and a few more javelins coming in from the supporting Pterodon Riders, though it looks like the Xhotl quickly take care of those savage orc boar boy biggins. They are terrified, they are damaged, and they're going to run the heck out of there. The bounce power is about 80% in our favor, maybe 85, and we're just rushing around, or flying around, sniping any other units that we can. A Snotling pump wagon trying to get away. Ooh, that Fire Leech Bowler right in front of the screen. I like that. Alright, and I do imagine the pump wagons are going to get knocked out fairly quickly as well. Xhotl are also flying around, and maybe even our Pterodon, or our Ripperdactyls rather, can participate. Now, we haven't had a lot of battles where the Ripperdactyls have had much to do so far, but it's mostly by virtue of the fact that we haven't really run into any situation where we really needed to commit them. We need much more frightening forces, or forces that are better off fighting our type of units in order to actually bother with those guys. Not to worry, they're just gaining XP, and they will continue to be around for when we do run into forces where they're actually needed. They are, however, going to rip apart some runners, some more boar boys, at least for a few seconds before the battle ends. Very nice. Close victory. Yeah, okay, close victory, guys. Close victory. Probably once again from the ammunition expenditure, but that always looks so bizarre, especially when the enemy gets absolutely crushed like they did here. Alrighty, there we go, man. You gotta admit, alright, for me at least, what Tic-Tac-Toe's army does to the enemy armies just makes me feel a little bit bad. They really can't do anything about anything he does. It's kind of hilarious. It also makes me think that it's probably a good thing to try to get, ooh yes, physical resistance and charge bonus. Both buffs that Tic-Tac could very much use, and a hibernation attendant as well. What was I saying? Oh, can you move into friendly territory? Yes, indeed you can, and then you'll heal to full on top of all that. There's no plague here, is there? No, but there are enemies nearby, which is probably a good thing, because maybe Tic-Tac can move up here and deal with... This guy's name is Oldest. His name is Oldest. That's the best name I've ever heard of, after all of our Lizardmen names, but... Oh, I'm getting distracted a lot today. Sorry, a little keyed up from over-caffeinating myself. But anyway, what was I saying? Something about Tic-Tac-Toe's army being strong, and yes, should probably try to get a all Air Force army in my Belagar campaign, just by virtue of how effective this has been. I need to try and see if that Thunder Barges mod has been updated with the SFO, or the SFO compatibility mod has been updated for the Thunder Barges mod. But anyway, I digress. Different campaign. They're all in one. They're all like one sort of thing in my head, so it does get confusing sometimes. Anyway, let's just do a little bit of admin now, shall we? We definitely want to upgrade the meat storage hall here, but Skink Favelas first. Yeah, we should still have enough money to upgrade it. Blightwater, nothing important. Numas and Qatar. Probably gotta go with Qatar first. No, Numas first. Numas first because it doesn't currently have skink favelas and we want those everywhere. Headhunters Jungle we can continue ignoring currently. For now. Also double checking the source. Ah, yeah, oh right, the leader of his kind. I thought it was another one. But we'll have to get him on the field before long. So we will probably have to use the money to do that. In fact, it may be beneficial to us to get him started at the Altar of Horned Rat. He's probably not going to stay around here, but he can help defend. How much are you per turn, buddy? 285. Still expensive, but nonetheless. Talaxbach. I don't want to miss out on Leader of his kind. It may not be the... it may not be a perfect spawn, but... and get, I don't know, get that Leader of his kind for one of these guys, and then a few more Saurus Scarvets with that as well, and suddenly your Saurus are going to be pretty crazy. Honestly, if we can get Gorok 4 of these guys, all with Leader of his kind somehow, the physical resistance that is offered to all this Saurus is going to be insane, because we already get like 20% from Gorok, and I think there's another research one. So they'll basically have like 50% physical resistance, which is just crazy. They're basically gonna be like demons, which is nice. But anyway, you also gotta remember that these skulls are down here, the Skull Islands, and I'm gonna grab those. But for now, let's get back to building. Let's see what we have here. Headhunters Jungle was the last, so Coast of Araby, Al-Haiki, yes. We'll start with Assault. And we're probably going to delete the spawn pools of the Braves as they're not really needed here, and then we'll replace those with walls. Hopefully nobody's near enough to immediately retake Al-Hai, because that would be unfortunate. We're also not going to collect income here for now, and just because the public order is kind of problematic due to the Confederation. But once we build that Grand Plaza up, everything should be fine. Although it'll take a while to get it here, because then we have to have the salt. Oh well. Alrighty, next up, Diplo. Anything interesting?
The dragon shall
Knights of Calidor and followers of Nagash want peace. Yeah, go figure. Wait. They have 6 settlements? How do they have 6 settlements? Whoa. They don't own the Great Desert of Araby. I assume all of Adelan Mountains are owned by the Greybeards Prospectors. So here is the Wizard Caliph's Palace, Lashik, and the Sorcerer's Islands. That's 3. Plus 2. Where's their 6th? Oh, here it is. I found it. Verdanos. They sent an army all the way up here to take Verdanos. Okay, I'm glad I looked over there randomly. Yeah, okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. Now let's see what else we gotta do this turn, shall we? Gotta go through these turns a little bit faster to try to get Fire Army up and running. Kanos Kier, you're gonna do your first battle, or your real, well, not really your first battle. We're just gonna do this real quick. In regular style, because the enemy has no chance, and it's just the auto-resolve being obnoxious and not letting us do our thing. Also gotta try to remember to put everybody into the proper stances, not Battle March, but Astromancy or Channeling stances, so that they can in fact not cost us more money per turn. Also gotta get Kanos Kier some Saurus Scarvets, but that can wait. Alrighty, start deployment. The enemy does have a Screaming Skull Catapult. I'm almost tempted to take the Grudge Throwers off the field, but I think we can do without, as long as we leave 2 Saurus right here. Like so. Alright, the rest, everybody else can move up. Do they have to be here? You know what, let's move up this way. Like so, you guys are going to be the main line together. Watch out for those Screaming Skulls, but if you get hit, you get hit. Like so and like so. You all are going to be Group 2. You're going to be Group 1 Kanos Kier, and you guys are going to be part of Group 2. And you're going to be part of Group 2 as well. And you're going to be part of Group 2 as well. Alright, all of you, except Kanos Kier, going to be Group 2. You guys are fine. Chameleon Skinks, you are going to head behind the enemy army, and you're going to rip that Screaming Skull Catapult apart. No, they're doing a good job spotting for us as well. And then you, Mage, I guess you can be part of Group 2. Alright, that looks good enough to me. Let's get to it. And artillery will fire. We can also move you guys forward just a little bit. Like so. And I once again forgot to put Kroq-Gar on a mount. Oh wait, we don't even need to. He can be part of this group, but then when he gets his Carnosaur next turn, or possibly after we level up here, then he'll have it. Alright, you guys just fire at the enemy for a few seconds. I'm sure they'll get annoyed enough to come towards us. And at least that way our solar engine can fire a little bit. Or are they just gonna do the dance forever? I was hoping they'd move because it would allow our chameleon skinks to move in. Come on. Don't want to be wasting time with such a tiny little army. But we also don't want Kroq-Gar to get... So there we go. Alrighty, they want to move. And let's see, as soon as that Screaming Skull Catapult is in range, we're gonna move. And we're gonna put the Basti in melee mode. The solar engine one, I mean. And you're nearly there, Screaming Skull. It also means our chameleon skinks can now move out. The rest of you group up. You go into melee mode, or turn off auto fire. And... oh wait. Don't turn off auto fire, just attack. And now go. Alright, the bats should not be a concern, or at least I hope not. You know what? You go after those crypt horrors. Chameleon skinks, go, 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 through the jungles, and let's speed it up a little bit. Alright, we're gonna start taking hits, and it looks like on this unit, which means right before the next shots hit, we're gonna do this. There we go. Hey, what the heck? Okay, yeah, good. Alrighty, the bats are gonna land on the source, so you're gonna react to this. Mostly we've deployed the source in this manner so that if the Ushabti are here, and that they don't kill the poor grudge throwers. Although honestly, if we want to replace the grudge throwers, it's probably not such a big deal either. Alrighty, Kroq-Gar, oh, you move forward as well. And oh wow, they're focusing our Basti. Let's just move you out of the way then. Are you getting heals from one of your buddies? Yeah, you are. Alright. Source charge through, and I think we'll charge you through, and... well, not you, but... yeah. Damn! This thing dropping real quick. Alright, just go through everybody, prevent them from firing anymore. Alrighty, looks good. The chameleon skinks have killed those units. You are just going to need to make sure you stay near a healer, which you are doing so. Alright, there we go. Go right back in the middle of the army, and everybody else is fine. Where are those Ushabti? Still not summoned. You know what? Let's move one of you guys back. You guys pick up your artillery pieces. And, oh, you know what? You guys can stop firing now. And just stay here. Maybe the enemy army doesn't actually have enough units in order to pick up an Ushabti spawn. We shall see. Kroq-Gar, go here. And no. You don't need to be fighting, buddy. Alrighty, everything else looks good. These guys are not melting away. Let's speed it back up. We'll do another fight in a few seconds. That one we'll do cinematically. This one I just don't feel is worth our time. Alrighty, everybody else is melting away and the battle's over. Good. Auto-resolve not favoring us enough in some situations, but it's fine. Most damage on our solar engine, but it should heal up, and it's a single entity, so it doesn't really actually concern us all that much, because we can just start a battle, and at the start of the battle, the Basties with Reviv crystals will heal both it and themselves. 3 losses, not a lot, and... wait. How did we get 3 losses, but you got 8 kills? How is that possible? What happened here? I'm slightly confused as to how that occurred. We didn't have summoned units for them to kill, so what gives? Odd. Odd, but whatever. We're gonna occupy the place. And there we go, and there's that Carnosaur for Kroq-Gar. Kroq-Gar, because he's on a Carnosaur. And let's get you your level ups as well. Definitely gonna go with Proud Warrior. Ooh. We're another point in geomantic sustenance. Our money is still tight, and you're not having too much trouble with these guys. I like to bet Ruinous is probably going to come down here as well. We'll probably have to give Ruinous' territories to somebody. Unlikely for us to want to bother to hold them. Especially with the public order problems. But anyway, let's get your Proud Warrior for now. and then we'll keep going through geomatic sustenance right after. Anyway, we got a little bit of money, got a little bit of alignments. They're in fact nearly maxed out, which is great because all 4 new salamander recruits are going to need them. And in the meantime, Chameleon's going to attack again. With, I think, the blessing of Tepok. Why Tepok? The regular skinks, or all the skinks, are pretty susceptible to spell damage because they have low armor and are easily killable. And on top of that, we can just lean further into speed. The weapon strength is nice, but the upkeep for Saurus is useless on Chameleon in particular. And the ambush success chance is nice on skinks as well, but probably not at the cost of the speed and stuff. And while the Blessing of Xhotl would give us a slight reduction, it's going to be like 100 gold total, so it just doesn't feel worth it. I say Blessing of Tepok. Tepok of the Air, although this isn't a very aerial type of army. Honestly, I feel like Quan Chi is probably the best one in terms of theme for this. But nonetheless, I think Tepok is the way to go. Alright, so Tepok it is, and there we go. Lean into that speed. You are going to sally out, as the enemy does not have a settlement, which is going to work out very well for us. What do they have in terms of aerial defenses? 6 units of skeleton archers and fell bats and screaming skull catapults. Alright, that might be a little bit much for the fire leech bolas, so we're going to have to actually fight this with the skinks rushing in. Here we go. Alrighty, here we go, another fight for Chameleon, who is looking pretty great in this lighting. Very, very nice. You gotta love all these territories and the kind of fights that they allow. Once again, the textures on the Carnosaurs do look very strange, though, don't they? They're like blurry or something, but only on the Carnosaur. The texture on Chameleon himself looks just fine. And Chameleon's just showing off there, but when you pause it, the texture on the Carnosaur is okay. I wonder if it's my computer. I also wonder if it's visible on the recording. You guys let me know. I mean, obviously I'm not playing at max settings, but does that have to do with motion? Oh, it probably actually even looks worse on YouTube because of the compression that YouTube does when you upload stuff. And I'm just looking at Chameleon, who, once again, man, aesthetically, you gotta love the lizards. And I know I've been singing their praises for the entire battle, but the Saurus lords have gotta be some of the coolest looking lords in the entire game. Anyway, let's get back to the battle, in fact, just to counterbalance my yammering there. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit as we move towards the enemy line. Chameleon's going to start getting hit by the Screaming Skull Catapults, but he's hardly afraid of damage from those, although they actually do respectable damage to single target entities. I've been surprised in several campaigns just how much, so can't quite expect them to do nothing. Rather than doing anything else, though, or rather charging the Screaming Skulls, I mean, he is going to charge that Tomb King directly, and King Sahut being on a chariot is probably not going to have a great day here. Generally speaking, you don't want your chariot lord to be fighting another lord, because your chariot's meant to be an infantry attacker, and especially not a Carnosaur lord that's sort of specialized at this sort of thing. Anyway, and the rest of our army, our main host is approaching, and Chameleon's doing a decent job distracting the enemy a little bit. Our flyers are, well, flying overhead and dropping fire leech bolas on the enemy range units as fast as they can to try to knock those out. And then, of course, we have our Chameleon Skinks and Stalkers on the flanks as well, getting ready to move in, take out the Screaming Skulls or whatever else they can reach. We do have some reinforcements coming in, but they're not all that crazy. And I feel like if we destroy this army before they get there, the battle will basically be ours anyway. Man, I love having perfect spawn on these lords, and yeah, there are other good buffs, but it makes them so much more, I don't know, able to operate without a lot of support. Like, you can do this sort of thing and just run them in for a few seconds. There we go. Just as the rest of our army arrives, we drop the bombs on the enemy. I don't like dropping bombs on the enemy or spells or whatnot when it's only the Lord in, because it feels a little bit cheesy. But the enemy is fair game once the rest of our army arrives, which it very much did. Here come the skink blobs, so it looks like they're going to get charged by some Nehekara horsemen. The enemy's getting hit by that flock of doom at the same time. There's quite a lot of enemies susceptible to the flock of doom here, so we're getting a very nice amount of damage on Dicky Dick with a single cast. 12.3k, not so bad. Flock of Doom generally a pretty okay spell against relatively low armored units, especially in very high numbers. Alrighty, and it looks like the main portion of the enemy army has pretty much already collapsed, and the Nehekara horsemen, foolishly having moved in to fight our mainline skinks, only means that they're going to get hit in the back by the chameleons and the stalkers. And the rest of our skinks are going to turn on them fairly quickly anyway. There's still some crypt horrors in here, though I do believe the enemy lord will have fallen at this point. And the rest of our flyers have moved out to try to annoy the enemy reinforcements that are coming in. Granted, they do have some anti-air in the form of some skeleton archers, but 3 skeleton archers versus 2 pterodon riders we've already seen does go in our favor. Unfortunately for us, the enemy decides to spawn its Ushabti on top of the chameleon skinks back here, and I noticed it just a little bit too late, which allows the Ushabti to spawn and get the poor chameleon skinks into combat. We're going to try to get them out in a few seconds, but they will take some damage before we do. And I know they're killing our own skinks, but I still always love watching the Ushabti work. They're such an aesthetically nice unit too. So who can complain? And there we go. Plus, I love their animations as well. And there we go. Chameleon Skink's gonna get the heck out of here, and we're going to send the Chameleon Stalkers and Red Crests and whatever else back up this little hill. The rest of the enemy army has, in fact, collapsed at this point, so everybody is heading towards that poor set of Ushabti. That's probably far too many troops for them to handle, even if they are pretty well adjusted to be mincing Red Crests here. Our caster is in here as well, helping out. And there's that light which says the telltale sign of the Basti with the Ark of Sotek. So these guys are now overwhelmed both by the spell and the overwhelmed debuff, and they're doing 32 weapon strength only. So lower than a red-crested skink. Except, of course, there's 24 Ushabti in a unit, 120 a Red Crest. It does look like some of the enemy reinforcements actually did get into the fight here. 2 units of Crypt Ghouls are moving in, and the Lord as well, but the Lord is going to get hunted by Chameleon, and I don't imagine he has much of a chance there either. And these guys took a little bit too long to rip apart the enemy skeleton archers, though they, of course, did. It's just that they were unable to knock the Crypt Ghouls out before they got into the fray. And that said, the Crypt Ghouls are hardly a threat to the Ark of Sotek, and the Ark of Sotek showing them how to apply some real poison to somebody. There we go. So the Crypt Ghouls begin to crumble away, and the Lord basically dead and will get defeated by Chameleon. That's 2 Lord assassinations in one battle for you, buddy. Well done. And I do believe with that, the battle is ours. Oh, no, wait, there is another unit of Nehekara warriors who is fighting, though not for much longer, because they are crumbling away. The battle is still ours, the enemy army has shattered, as long as it doesn't screw Chameleon over with that bug again, and consider everybody alive, or the Lord alive, or whatever the heck happened there. Alright, knock the rest of them out. Well done to the Arks of Sotek, as always. And man, there's something very entertaining about the just massive numbers of fast-moving skinks, though, I gotta say. I really like this army. I like the sort of unmoving line, unmovable object sort of strategy that the, or energy, I guess, that Saurus bring to the battle, but the piles of skinks are very fun as well. It's actually one of the great things about playing the Cult of Sotek, because you get this a lot, especially in the early game, facing off against piles and piles of Skaven. It's just very entertaining. Anyway, a heroic victory for Chameleon, and he damn well deserves it. Alright, very nice, and hey, we stole the Wailing Banner back from them that they lost by cheating, or that we lost when they cheated because of the bug in the game. But anyway, great job once again to Chameleon, a heroic victory rather than a Pyrrhic, as the auto-resolve was predicting, though I'm not entirely sure why. Once again, it's just underestimating the skinks. 48.6k damage on one of the units of Pterodon Riders, and that should be by far the most. Respectable damage on the Arcs of Sotek, though. And it looks like all the Red Crest did fairly well. 15k on the Skink Priest of Beasts just by virtue of casting the Flock of Doom alone. And then, of course, Chameleon with 16.5k, and his ability to kill both of the enemy lords was quite nice. Occupy the place, and that's the entire territory now ours. Thank you, and appreciate that Wailing Banner returned to us. A great plan, Archivist, we don't particularly care about, and I think, let's see. We probably can't hit Lashik in one round. No, we cannot, which means we're free to go into, well, let's go Alignment of Crafting for now, just to increase our casualty or punishment rate for a turn. Although, actually, I'm not entirely sure that we need to. Nah, you know what? We don't need to. Don't bother. Alignment to the monuments, just like everywhere else. Also, Phyrus, you have the reclaimed tunnels, which we don't particularly need. We do have Kofor as well now, which gives us extra money per turn, and we do need that, and it gives us casualty or punishment rate. Lovely. Alright, so the casualty punishment rate here isn't all that bad. We are going to build walls at Kofor, because we definitely don't want to be losing it, as it's a nice port to have. Not Marienburg, perhaps, or Erengrad or Bordelot leveled nice, but nice enough nonetheless. Anyway, with that, unfortunately, we are once more out of time, and I'm going to call it here. Chameleon and Kanoskir will next proceed southward through Lashik in these territories, and hopefully destroy Arcan for good. Then we'll have to figure out whether we attack the Greybeard's Prospectors. I wonder, are the Beast Catches... just out of curiosity.
Or I'll take you.
Yeah, so we could ask the Beast Catchers to join the war against the Greybeard's Prospectors without directly attacking the Cult of Sigmar, who we currently have a non-aggression pact with, which isn't too bad of an idea. Once again, I think what'll decide it is that by the time that we are done with Arcan, the Confederation will be up, and if Oxyotl wants to confederate at that point, we will take it, because I'd rather him not die, and then at that point we have to move southward to attack Kairos. There is also a decent chance that Kairos will move north towards us, because he has just retaken whatever settlement the elves here had taken, and they seem to have lost all their armies, which may mean Kairos starts attacking the elves, and if he takes any of their territories, he becomes visible as well. Which seems to me to mean that we should start moving towards Kairos, or at least getting ready for it. Anyway, stay tuned for all that, including the continuation of the destruction of Arcan, but also whatever we can get up to in Lustria as Gorok continues getting his new stuff, and the hopefully soon destruction of the Bloody Hands via Tic Tac and Gorok from opposite sides. Plus the Fire Army, of course, which should be up in 2 turns, or, well, recruitable fully in 2 turns, and that should be pretty enjoyable as well. Anyway, more lizards to come. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.